Hey guys, how's it going? This is Davin with Davin D Doodles, and I'm back from vacation. Having said that, you can probably tell I've got a stack of stuff on my desk here, and I thought I would share it with you. I spent a little bit of time shopping, not too terribly much, and it's important to note that a lot of the things I bought were not bought for full price. The stuff that I did buy for full price, I will let you know what it was, and I'll let you know where I found the half price or reduced price stuff. So even some of this is actually gifted to me from like my mom and my stepdad. So let's get into it and I'll show you what I do have. So the first thing I want to show you guys is what I actually have from my mom. She and my stepdad kind of collected some paper for me. It's just like cardstock basically for my ink drawings or for my markers, things like that for my individual stuff. It's really nice and it's just regular cardstock. It's really glossy. But there's a lot of it, and that's going to be really helpful for me in the future. They also gave me this little plastic palette. It's got some gouache in it that I was testing out. It's pretty standard, nothing too terribly special, but it was free. My mom gave it to me since she figured I would have more use for it than she would at the moment. And she also gave me a huge pack of assorted brushes that I actually need to figure out like what works better with watercolor and acrylics and all that stuff. It's just all in a big pack right now, and believe it or not, the brushes make a difference. So that's those. And she also gave me, well, I guess technically I did buy this. I bought her the Arteza gouache set, the 24 count for Mother's Day, and she hasn't really had a chance to use it because she's busy doing other things. She's got like a giant German Shepherd puppy. She's involved in all this dog stuff, so she's really busy throughout the day. And she thought maybe I could make better use of it right now, so she let me have them so I could go ahead and use them. And these are so rich. I'll have to do like a swatching video or just like a watercolor video, or a gouache video I guess, so you guys could actually see what they look like. But I was pretty impressed just using the primary colors, and I'm excited to actually do more with this in the future. And it's going to be better than the quality of stuff I do have, so that's going to be really fun. Now, these are the two items I did pay full price for. I went to a art store in Ponte, Vedra, which is where I was staying for 2 weeks. And it was a small little art store. I believe it was Ponte Vedra Arts and Crafts. I'll leave a link to them down in the description. Not that, you know, many of you probably live there. But I was looking for some affordable watercolor paper just to practice with. And I actually found the fluid watercolor paper. They had a huge selection of watercolor paper, but I didn't want to spend a fortune. They had even the high quality stuff like arches. And for anybody that knows about arches, it's a fortune. But I was impressed they even had it in multiple sizes and like little notebooks and all that stuff. But I figured this was good enough. A little postcard size really. And it would be good for practice. And it's actually a watercolor block. And this is what I tested my gouache out on, and it came out really well. Like, it didn't really buckle, it didn't do anything, and when you're dealing with something that's like $8, I think, you have to be really careful with the watercolor paper you do buy, because I've gone cheap in the past and have absolutely hated it. So yeah, it's 15 sheets for $8, but it's worth it. This is really good quality paper, and I enjoy the cold press finish. It looked really nice compared to what I was honestly expecting it to look like. So I'm probably going to go with them more in the future. And this is Winsor & Newton Art Masking Fluid. This is also a watercolor product. For anybody that doesn't know how to use it or know what it is, basically the idea is that you can lay this down on your painting and paint over it, and it'll protect whatever is underneath. So then you kind of peel it up and you'll have the color of the paper underneath the paint, so it kind of brings out the whiteness of your paper. So I've been looking everywhere for this, and I haven't been able to find it. Michaels hasn't carried it in a really long time, so I grabbed that, freaked out, did a little squeal, and now I have a whole thing for it. So now onto the books, which is why I'm sure many of you are here. So this is one that I actually bought from a place called Chamblin Book Mine in Jacksonville. I got really excited when I saw it because I'm pretty sure I've seen another color tuber actually doing a coloring book based off this. And when I was looking at the images, they were so cute. Like, come on, like, this is adorable. I had to get it. Like, I don't know anything about it, but I had to get it. And, you know, it's cute. So I bought it. And this was like half price, I think. It wasn't full price, which is a good thing about used bookstores. And having said that, I visited a second bookstore. This one was also in Ponte Vedra, and it was called Second Charles, I think. And I know they're a bigger chain, they're located everywhere, but what I was not expecting was to find coloring books in a place like this. So I am going to start off with the first two that are not coloring books, but after that we'll get into what I did find, and for actually really good prices. So I actually bought Dreamscapes from Stephanie Law, and I was interested in this because it's watercolor techniques and kind of like how-tos, and it's very fantasy oriented. And I just thought it would be a neat resource to have since I'm really wanting to lean towards watercolor and gouache for some reason. I don't know why, I just am. So I grabbed this, and then I realized she had a second one with Myths and Magic, and I had to get this too because it just looks so beautiful. And like, even if you just admire the artwork in it, it's gorgeous. So I would one day love to be able to do this and create things like this. So maybe it'll be nice having an actual drawing and, you know, watercolor reference. And I didn't pay full price for these either. I mean, this was $12.50. It used to be $25, so that's not a bad price. And these are the ones that I actually just started kind of grabbing and looking at, because I was shocked to see they had a giant coloring book section. And I was really tempted to buy some really obscure things like adult Alice in Wonderland coloring books just because it was so bizarre to see. But I didn't. I just grabbed the ones that I knew I would color. And so this was something I don't know why I grabbed, but I did. It's basically like perfect patterns. It looks like it's a collection of just stuff taken from like a Shutterstock, like free images or something, and they just shoved it into a book. It is perforated, but it looks like it could be fun. It's really, I guess that's not the cheapest paper, but it would be something you could do like your gel pens for sure. You could do colored pencils, alcohol markers, or anything stronger is going to bleed through, but it's perforated and it's only one-sided, so you're not going to necessarily ruin the back page. So it was kind of fun. I liked how small it was too. I don't have many small coloring books. That's actually my first one, so I'm excited. And this one I could not believe I found. I cannot believe I found this. The Time Garden by Daria Song has been in my Amazon wish list forever. I have never been able to bring myself to buy it, and I found it, how much was this? For $4. And it's not even colored. Like, I could not believe I found this for $4. So I am in love with some of these. Like, I'm so happy to have found it. I may not color all the images, but I just had to have it. It was one of those. I also found some Kirby Rosanis. I didn't have all of his books yet, so I figured this is probably one I'll color in. This is Anamorphia. Most people probably already have these. But I mean, there's some really cute images, and I really can't wait to paint some of his stuff. This is just not his usual paper style. I'm wondering if it was kind of a rip-off, or like a, not rip-off, but I'm wondering if it's not actually from the same place, because the paper in this one's really thin compared to what it usually is. But I mean, it was $6. It's not the worst. I can make it work. This is more what I expect from like Kirby Rosanis. You can tell just from touching the cover that it's thick, and when you grab the pages, they're cardstock almost. So I really loved this one. I was so happy to have found it. And again, I can't believe, like, most of these aren't even colored in. I think I found one that maybe had a scribble on it, and that was it. All the other ones in this store were clean. So I don't know if they like vet them before they come in and kind of get rid of those, or I don't know. So I also grabbed Johanna Basford's Magical Jungle. They had her Christmas one, but I wasn't too terribly interested in that yet. I did want Magical Jungle though, and I did decide to get the one that's a little bit more beat up because I figured it was the one nobody would want. So I'm excited to have this. This one also has the correct type of paper, which I'm really excited about. So it was the last thing I bought, and this was also marked way down. Yeah, this is $7 from $12. So overall, I spent a little bit of money. It wasn't too bad though, and considering what I found at a used bookstore, I was pretty happy, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And so hopefully in the future I'll be doing some colorings with you and we can hang out and look over these in more detail. If there's any you want to flip through of, feel free to let me know, even if it's of, you know, one of the watercoloring books. I'll definitely go ahead and do that for you. Just have to leave a comment down below letting me know what you would like to see. And until I get everything set up and find all of my art stuff, which is all over the place since I've gotten back, I will hopefully be able to bring you a more color and chat oriented video by the end of the week, because I do have some stories to tell you guys about vacation, as well as my spooky, scary stories I promised for Halloween. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys very, very much. I think we're at 70 subscribers now, and that has completely blown my mind. I will have to do like a 100 subscriber special or something if we ever hit that number. Here's hoping. So thank you so much. I love you all and I appreciate your support, and I will see you on Halloween with a spooky, scary story chat. Thank you guys. Have a good one and stay safe.